After a rousing rendition of our national anthem, we head into the final weekend of the summer. We're ready for some Friday night football here in Elizabethtown on PennLive.com. Our broadcast tonight, of course, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. We've got Jordan Piper, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to be with you on the call from way up on top of the press box here tonight. But you couldn't ask for better weather to be here for a game between two teams that are 3-1. And I think we talked about this a little bit before the game, Bruce. Two teams that are kind of looking for maybe not the first real test, but a real barometer here in the fifth week of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for Tom Gallagher and E-Town, off to a great 3-1 start to start the season as a first-year head coach. He's not on the field. I asked him about it. He said, look, it doesn't hurt to be 3-1. But I'll tell you what, I think that this is the type of team that he's got to actually do an evaluation of where his team stands when he goes up against Chris Miller and Ephrata.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs those barometer games. And for E-Town, I mean, you talk about, too, their first league game of the season here in the fifth week of the season. You got one league game already under the belt for the Ephrata Mounts at this point. That was a loss last week to Conestoga Valley, where they now sit at 3-1 as well. But 0-1 in league play. So, again, these two teams coming into this one with a little something to prove here as they look ahead to the rest of their schedules. Elizabethtown, the Bears, playing host to the Ephrata Mountaineers. Again, glad to have you here at Elizabethtown Area High School for tonight's matchup on PennLive.com, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. They bring the energy, and, of course, they bring this broadcast to you free of charge. Certainly happy to have our friends along with us.
Yeah, Dave Marcheski will be Community Relations Manager. Dave Marcheski will be make that big-time climb up to the top here and talk with us at halftime about what's going on with Constellation Energy as well.
He didn't even sound breathless after making the climb up here either. Kind of putting us all to shame up here. Good to have our friends at Constellation Energy making this possible. Good to have friends like you joining us on the broadcast here tonight. Along for the ride to receive, to start this game off, will be the hometown team, the Elizabethtown Bears. And kicking things off to them, the Ephrata Mountaineers in their all-white uniforms. And that kick is up, and it takes all the way down to the end zone, and they will try to return it to the Bears, down to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and just a bit past that. So a little bit better than a fair kick, and we're off to the races here tonight in Elizabethtown. The Bears taking over first. They've had back-to-back games of offensive explosions against the likes of J.P. McCaskey and South
Yeah, really interested to see, what Coach Gallagher does with the Bears here. Whether we go right now or whether we play keep away, interested to see that. Blue and white.
Pass from Trent to Prince, incomplete. Second and 10.
There wasn't a player within 10 yards. He was obviously looking before he caught the ball.
They didn't have anybody around them. So second and 10 from the 28-yard line to begin the night for the Elizabethtown Bear offense. Kaufman back behind, flanked by Prince on his left. And it's a handoff to Prince, a fake. And now going the other way is Kaufman. And a good gain for Kaufman, taking it all the way down to the 40-yard line. And it looks like he got just enough to move the chains.
Yeah,
nice
and
keeper.
He did what I preach all the time. He put his foot in the ground and went straight upfield. And look at that yardage.
A good run there for the senior quarterback, Kaufman. A fresh set of downs for the Elizabethtown offense on the second down play. So from the 28 to the 39. Elizabethtown offense trying to make a statement here. Scoring early and often in their last game against South Philadelphia. Pass here from Kaufman. His intended target once again was Prince, but the coverage there right where it needed to be for Ephrata, courtesy of Chase Prong.
And it hit him, I mean, in the body there on that play. So, yeah, I mean.
Good tackle by Chase. Right where he needed to be. So it'll be 2nd and 10 again.
So Ephrata, E-Town doing a good job kind of mixing things up early on here.
Well, certainly a lot more intent to get the ball in the air than most teams that we've covered at this point in the season. No established run yet, but certainly an established confidence through the air. Well, here's a run, and that goes nowhere.
Nice.
Immediately brought down in the attempt to run for E-Town.
Yeah, number 26 with that one. Beautiful tackle on the play there in the backfield by, looked like that was Drake Citron.
It was John Pearson unable to get the ball to go anywhere, and it's a 3rd and long here for the E-Town offense as that play pushed them back about 4 yards. Pushed them back 3 yards to be exact. 3rd and 13 here.
Yeah, this is where I think a coach kind of earns his stripes early on. Is he going to, go for something downfield, or is he going to play conservative?
With the 3rd and long and the confidence to air it out, you'd imagine he'll let it loose as Kaufman rolls to the right. He does air it out to the far side, and once again, just a bit short of an opportunity to be received by Kyle Capello. It falls incomplete.
And he had him if he puts it on the mark.
Yeah, Capello had some space to work with. It just ended up falling a bit short.
Yeah, kind of threw a little bit behind him, but then again, he was going out of bounds, so.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been anything after the catch if he was able to come down with it, but it would have been enough for a 1st down if he stayed in bounds. Could have kept the chains moving. Instead, we'll have our first punt on the first possession of the game here. And that punt, straight up, finds its way to the 40-yard line. That's about as much as they'll get out of it as it rolls back a little bit. So pretty good field position for Ephrata to take over after the punt there.
About near 43, where Ephrata will take over.
And so it's the Mountaineer offense taking over at about their 43-yard line. And our first look at that Mounts offensive attack. Last week coming off of a loss against Conestoga Valley, their first league play of the season, a 31-7 loss. So certainly looking to try to get a bounce back in league play here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, Section 2 is just filled with, it's just a minefield. So this is a huge game really for both teams.
Stepping up for the offense. Back in behind their quarterback, Carson Martin. Martin handles the snap, hands it off to his man. Taking it up just shy of the 50 on the run there for Ephrata was their runner big, Jaden Shiroka.
Yeah, Shiroka just kind of picked his way here. You see, he's got some interference out there. Cuts around the corner. Picks up some good yardage on 1st down. Chris Miller would be satisfied with 6 yards on 1st down all night long.
So 2nd and 4 after that 6-yard gain by Shiroka. Shiroka faked it with the handoff, and now off to the races is Martin. After faking the handoff, he takes it all the way down to the 10 and in for the touchdown.
Incredible. The whole defense was going with the fake. And all by him, lonesome.
The keeper goes all the way for Martin. And Ephrata takes the lead. Well, how about that? Only took a couple of plays for Ephrata to make a statement here. 9:47 left here in the first. And 6-0 Ephrata with the extra point attempt incoming. Back there, making the kick, goes up and doinked off the right upright. Wouldn't go for Evan Honberger. And so the extra point no good. It remains 6-0.
Yeah, and again, into another game where, extra points they're going to dictate strategy. That case up and hit the upright.
So a doink to start. So after a big 51-yard touchdown run, it's Ephrata. The Mountaineers making a big statement coming into Elizabethtown here tonight as they go up 6-0. Certainly a good start for Ephrata. 9:47 left to go here in the first, and now Elizabethtown looking for an early response. Settling in to kick off, Evan Honberger after missing the extra point there. Doinking it off the right upright. First league play for Elizabethtown, second league play, or league game of the season for Ephrata, and that one caught in the end zone.
And that is such, you know, I've touched on it in a couple of games where we've had some good kickers. It is such a weapon to have a kicker who can, you know, put it in the end zone so where there's no return. I can't say enough, but you're backing that team all the way up to the 20-yard line, making them go the entire length of the field. That is just so huge for defense to have at their disposal.
So coming out of the huddle, starting from that aforementioned 20-yard line, is the Elizabethtown offense here. After their first drive stalled, they were able to get a first down in that first drive, but not much after that. Now looking to respond after a two-play touchdown.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty. He was all over him.
Yeah, the coverage was certainly there as the intended target.
Let's take a look at this one again. I mean, I thought he was draped over him like a bathroom towel. Lady arm. Oh, my gosh. Missed that one, I think. Receiver sure felt like.
Yeah, didn't give him much space to work with there, but able to play it cleanly on defense. And so a 2nd and 10 now, still from the 20-yard line for the Bears. Kaufman, senior quarterback, taking the snap. Steps back for a moment through the pressure, floats it to the near side, and got just a bit too much on it as he got hit, intended there for Matthew Beck, junior wide receiver.
He did just a great job. He couldn't get a lot on this pass, but he threw it to the right guy. He saw that the blitzer left him wide open, and he just couldn't get it there.
Yeah, good eyes and decision-making, but not much you can do when you got a couple guys bearing down on you like he had. And so that sets him up for a 3rd and 10. Try not to have another offensive drive stall out here. Third and 10, still from the 20. E-Town, their second possession of the game, still looking to get past midfield. And the flag flies there.
Offside, that helps. Just mentally it helps, and I got to believe that it's really going to help the play call here. 3rd and 5 brings in so many more options for Coach Gallagher.
Well, 5 yards closer to that first down, now a 3rd and 5 situation for the E-Town offense. See if that helps them convert here. Kaufman under center, hands it off to Prince. Prince taking it all the way past the line to gain. And it is a first down to move the chains, so the flag helps just enough.
Boy, you better believe it. And just a great job, just moving forward, spinning, everything he's got to do to get that yardage. Great job.
And E-Town trying to establish a double-edged offense here. Opportunities on the ground and through the air. That opportunity there earns him a fresh set of downs from the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Faking a handoff there to Prince, and the pass good to the near side and taking it down just shy of the 40. Ball came out with the contact, but he was down, so no worries there as the reception and the good yards after the catch for Brody.
Well, the Bears are doing the right thing. I mean, they're going out into the flat here. That pass has been open all game long so far.
Well, in a good position for the E-Town offense. It's a 2nd and 1 now. Try to keep the chains moving. Stepping back with it again, Kaufman decides to go through the air, but overshot his man there. Prince again on the near side.
What did I just say? I mean, that left flat, or basically just that curl route has been open all game long.
Yeah, you certainly have had opportunities there on the near side, just not quite able to connect. And tells you how confident they are in the passing game, too. Again, that was a 2nd and 1, and they opt to go through the air. So we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 1. Trying to keep the chains moving, and a jump at the line. And that's
3rd and 6.
Going to move them back 5.
Well, they've had it both ways. They've had a situation where a penalty has given them an opportunity, and now a situation where a penalty, is going to really change the call here.
So the E-Town offense forced to back up. It'll be a 3rd and 6 situation now for them.
Yeah, 4 wides. But maybe look for a little pitch up to the top side there.
On 3rd and 6, the snap back to Kaufman. Kaufman airing it out through the middle. Nearly could have been picked off as it was tipped off the hands there of John Pearson's. And another Elizabethtown drive stalls.
But they've had opportunities. I think the narrative so far for the Bears is they've had opportunities, they just haven't taken advantage of them.
They're getting the ball out there, just not quite able to connect for one reason or another. And so back to kick it away once again. Matthew Santos, this time a much better kick, taking it down to about the 30. The return for Ephrata, taking it to the 45, and finally he's hit in the process. But a nice return there, though.
Yeah, good read on the block there. Good blocking by the return team. And Ephrata in good field position once again.
Yeah, thanks to Aiden
what they
Schumann
run
on the return.
The first drive was 2 plays and 49 yards.
Yeah, 2 plays. You had 1 short play and then 1 very long play, taking it all the way to the house on a keeper. And back under center, QB Malachi Knowles for the Ephrata Mountaineers. And wrapped up on the attempt to run, going backwards. The defense all over that one. Bentley Rearich, nowhere to go.
Yeah, and you'll just see right from the snap, it's almost like they knew where the play was going, but no play's going to work when you have that kind of penetration. Great job by that defensive line of the Bears.
Yeah, perfectly read. It is the sophomore quarterback, Malachi Knowles, in there. Earlier I thought it was Carson Martin for a moment, but it is Knowles, and another good run here, though. That time, whatever didn't work on the first run, they figured it out on that one.
Yeah, single back set, mano-a-mano blocking on the line. He finds the crease, bowls over the defender for a couple extra yards.
Gets a little bit back, and they play hurry up there to try to get the first down. And do they get enough, though?
Gonna be close. They've got it.
They do.
Boy, that's really good coaching there. Obviously something that they've planned on, that when they get these, 3rd and short situations, that they're just going to get up to the line and go for it.
They get up there, hurry up, and they got it to move the chains. Fresh set of downs from the 41-yard line for the Ephrata Mountaineer offense, already leading 6-0. After a breakaway play on the first drive for Knowles. Knowles lets it fly up through the middle.
Oh, intercepted!
And he's picked off. Boy, it was double coverage. You knew it was going to be dangerous, but coming down with it, Carter Burgos.
Watch this. Now he's thrown into double coverage, but it's really up for grabs between all 3. And there's the interception. Great job by Jordan getting that one as well for the camera.
So Burgos comes down with it. And a promising drive for the Mountaineers stopped. And now, we've talked about it in games before, and certainly the case here tonight. Can they turn that defense into some offensive momentum?
Well, they're deep in their own territory, and on the flip side, you know, this is where that Ephrata defense has got to pick up the offense and try and hold them here. Maybe a 3 and out.
I mean, how many times do you see the defense kind of bail out the offense? Mountaineers hoping they can pull that off here with E-Town deep in their own territory. Prince taking it for a gain of a few, but still not much room to work with, and a little bit of pushing and shoving after the fact.
Yeah, not much there. We got a flag. Interested to see what this is.
Yeah, Prince Arado on the carry. Got maybe a 2 or 3 yards, but we'll wait and see the flag with some of those extracurriculars going on.
Yeah, they marked the ball.
It's like a gain of about 2 where they currently have it marked.
Yeah, usually they don't mark the ball before they administer the penalty. If it's something that's going to go from the original line of scrimmage, and E-Town's walking backwards.
So E-Town is moving towards the end zone.
Yeah, right. He's got to go back to the original line of scrimmage. Correct. It's illegal procedure there. So, okay.
Well, E-Town going backwards, not helping themselves. So the gain of about 2 for Rado turns into going backwards 5. And, boy, now they're backed all the way up on. We'll see where they officially mark it. Should be back to about the 7. That it is. So 1st and 15 from the 7-yard line. E-Town offense going backwards, but still first down. Looking to break out here. Looks one way, goes the other way. Finds his man, does Kaufman. And it's a nice gain, taking it up to about the 14-yard line.
Well, I just noticed about the Mounts there, all the gang tackling on defense. All we've been saying, we can't call one player, we can't call one player's numbers because there's 5 other guys there.
There's Gannon Shank with a gain of 7 there for the E-Town offense. Now 2nd and 8. Second and 8 specifically from the 14 for the E-Town offense. Just under 6 minutes left to play in the first. It's Ephrata on top, 6-0. They were going to fake the handoff to Rado, and a timeout taken by Elizabethtown before they could get the playoff. And so we'll take a timeout as well. And again, a big thank you to our friends at Constellation Energy for making our broadcast possible tonight, at least possible in the sense you can access it for free. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com.
The energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
And once again, a big thanks to our friends at Constellation Energy for bringing tonight's game to you. I'm glad you could join us here for some Friday Night Football on PennLive.com. The Elizabethtown High School Bears playing host to the Ephrata Mountaineers, and right now it's the visiting team, Ephrata, on top 6-0. E-Town 2nd and 8 from their own 14. E-Town's gone backwards on this sequence. Went back 5 for a penalty. And now Kaufman airs it out down that far sideline and just overshoots everybody. His intended target over that was Kyle Capello. But Capello unable to get there, had some coverage on him. They kept him from getting further downfield. And again, this drive set up by an interception brought down by Carter Burgos for Elizabethtown on the defensive end. That set them up deep in their own territory, but they haven't really been able to advance past that. Still 3rd and 8 from the 14.
3rd down has been the Bears' Achilles heel so far. They haven't been able to convert yet tonight on 3rd down. I take that back. They did have one.
They did get the one. They got some help from a flag in the process. And now Kaufman needing a gain of at least 8.
Ooh.
Trying to blast through one hit there. And he's going to be
Trent carries.
where, let's see where they mark him. It looks like he's got enough, and that he does. So just enough for that first down. Blasting through that contact to get the little extra he needed. Nice play.
Yeah, nice play. Look, he didn't have many options there. Everybody was covered downfield, so all he could do was kind of tuck it and run.
Yeah, big hit from Micah Spring. There from the Ephrata Mountaineers. Now a fresh set of downs on the 23-yard line for the E-Town offense after the keeper by Kaufman. Kaufman hands it off to Rado. Rado working to the near side. A nice gain there, taking it out at about the 30-yard line. So a gain there of about 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Tackle once again, Chase Sprang and Eden Schumann.
Chase Prang, a part of the committee there, along with Schumann, to make the stop, force him out of bounds.
2nd and 3 at the 30-yard.
So it is, in fact, 2nd and 3 coming up for E-Town. Doing a little bit of everything on the ground, through the air. Still looking for a real cohesive drive, but
Look, they've looked very good. They just haven't been able to cash in on the opportunity so far.
Kaufman opts to keep it, taking it right up the gut and down at about the 39-yard line. Another good keeper for a first down.
Yeah, and I don't know if this was an option or not. Looked like, that was just a designed quarterback run right up the middle.
Yeah, there really wasn't any hesitation. He kind of just ducked and ran with it. Moves the chains once again, spotted at the 38-yard line. Fresh set of downs for E-Town.
Yeah, as we've been talking about, that curl route or that just flare route into the left flat has been open all night.
Kaufman, after the snap, rolls backwards, finds his man up the middle, and takes it to the 40, a gain of about 2 after finding Capello.
Yeah, that was a nice stop there by number 8. Austin Bryant.
Well, starting to connect a little bit more in some of these little short gains through the air for Kaufman and his host of receivers. It's certainly kind of the missing piece throughout this first quarter for E-Town.
Yep,
down under 4 minutes left to play.
Down under 4 minutes, as you can see on your screen there. Thanks for joining us here. Friday Night Football, Constellation Energy, our big sponsor here on PennLive.
On 2nd and 7, Kaufman rolling right, floats it, finds his man to the 50, bulldozing past the 45. How about that run from Brody, as the PA announcer emphatically claimed?
Yeah.
A good gain there for another fresh set of downs. And now the E-Town offense is starting to look like it's clicking.
Yeah, Brody Yone there, number 3.
So a 15-yard gain for him. Moves the chains. Fresh set of downs from the 44-yard line for the E-Town offense. Finally on the other end of the field, as it's another keeper for Kaufman. And again, he battles. And it's going to be a 2nd and 2.
Yeah, now the Bears really starting to work it.
It feels like they're finally starting to get downhill. With 3 and change left to play in the first quarter. Still 6-0. Ephrata on top.
Well, let's see what, Kaufman's got under his sleeve here this time.
2nd and 2, looking to keep the chains moving. And that's another keeper from Kaufman. That's going to be enough to move the chains. Fresh set of downs for the Bears. Yeah, really starting to feel like they're clicking here.
Well, they have, like I said, they have looked good on offense all night long, and here they're just being patient. They're getting some confidence.
Well, yeah, I mean, as you said, they've had the pieces there. It's just a matter of them cohesively putting it together for a good drive, and that's exactly what this has been. I mean, you look how far back they were pinned.
Yeah,
especially after that flag sent them backwards, and now all of a sudden they find themselves on the opposite 32. Fresh set of downs to boot. Kaufman, again, a quick pass there to Capello on the far side. Capello taking past the 25, out at about the 23.
That's been open all night long. Left, right. I don't know what's going on with the defense there, that nobody is coming up at the snap.
Well, at least I suppose the E-Town offense forced them to have enough respect for a deeper ball, too. So no one able to really come up and fill that gap there on the far side.
Or even when they've thrown it to the near side of the field here. That play's been open all night long.
And part of the key, too, is the quick decision-making from Kaufman as well. I mean, there was no hesitation, just rearing back and letting it fly. Hit the man while he's open. The officials here taking some time to confer. Again, glad you could join us tonight on PennLive.com for our Constellation Energy Friday night football game of the week here from Elizabethtown Area High School. They play host to the Ephrata Mountaineers. 6-0, Ephrata on top right now. E-Town knocking on the door with 2 and change left to play here in the first quarter. Not sure what the officials are still trying to confer about here.
Yeah, I have
Talking
no
with
idea.
the E-Town sideline, and a couple of E-Town coaches and players kind of just giving like the little hurry up motion, trying to figure out what the holdup is here. And
everybody just kind of standing around.
well, it looks like they're trying to figure out an issue with the clock. Right now it says 2:07, but it kind of seems like the coaches are trying to signal to the press box to make it 2:15. At least that's kind of what I'm overhearing here.
Okay.
That's in the nice spot of being up here. You got there it is. Now the clock is fixed. You
Got it.
You got some of the coaches on one side, you have some of the coaches on the other, so you can kind of pick up on what exactly is going on. That's what it was. They had to fix the clock. So 2:15 it is instead of 2:07. And E-Town taking a chance to talk things over one more time on their attempt at 2nd and 1 from the 23-yard line, trying to finish a promising drive here with a score. Snap to Kaufman, steps back, has pressure on him immediately, has to air it out to the far side, and it falls just short of his intended target there, which was Burgos.
And he didn't have any time. He just had to wing it under heavy pressure there.
Just had it right on him.
Kaufman did a good job getting it down to the end zone.
And again, it's another thing that we're seeing repeatedly here tonight. On short yardage situations, E-Town is opting to throw it. Tells you the confidence that they have through the air.
Yeah,
that was 2nd and 1, now it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, usually you run it on 3rd down if you're going for it on 4th, which they will here.
That they do. Kaufman keeps it. He's got enough of the first down and a couple more as he is down at about the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. So Kaufman again doing it with the legs to keep the chains on moving. Fresh set of downs again for E-Town.
I'll tell you what,
20.
Huge crowd on hand here. I mean, these stands are packed. There's nary a seat available. We've got fans just ringing the fence. It's a great job. You know, these Lancaster-Lebanon League games, I mean, between these communities, the rivalries just go so far back.
Great environment for tonight's game. 1st and 10 for the 20. Kaufman rolling out, pressure on him, and he'll just toss it away to the far sideline and get rid of it to avoid the loss. Yeah, good environment here from E-Town. The student section tonight, doing part of your research, you're scanning through social media. I guess it's a blackout night for the student section from E-Town. Looks like a bunch of gold shirts over on the Ephrata sideline over there, so their student section traveled as well.
Yeah.
And a huge band for E-Town, too. One of the bigger ones that I've seen this year.
Yeah.
Performing before the game.
And with some avid fans, as we found out pregame, right there, PJ?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll just leave that one alone.
2nd and 10. Busting right up through the middle and taking it down to the 15-yard line on the run for John Pearson. That'll get him about 5 yards closer.
Yeah, that's well blocked up front. And, you know, you really have to give E-Town a lot of credit. They're keeping their play calling with such balance that Ephrata just really on their heels defensively.
But now they're in a big spot here. 3rd and 4 from the 14-yard line. Under a minute left to play here in the first quarter, down to 50 seconds. So 3rd and 4, big spot here. Kaufman fakes the handoff, rolling out to the right, finds his man. He's only got a couple yards to get, but he doesn't quite get there, I don't think.
Boy, that
Let's see. I don't think he got it. I think they'll mark him just short. It'll be 4th and inches, and they do.
Yeah, that was number 3 there, Yon.
So it is a 4th and 1 situation. Interesting spot here. Again, we've talked about it. In your and 1 situations, they've mostly been throwing it, but in a situation like this, 4th down, do you run it? And they'll take some time to talk it over on the sideline, rightfully so.
Yeah,
After all, we're going to go to the second quarter. The clock keeps on moving. So that does it for the first quarter. Not much in the way of scoring, 6-0. As we head to the second quarter of action on tonight's game. Again, tonight's game brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. They bring the energy, and they bring you this game free on PennLive.com.
Yeah, let's bring it into our booth here. We have to take advantage of this backdrop.
Of course we have to.
I mean,
a beautiful sunset
look at this
behind us.
incredible backdrop here, and wow. I mean, where do you get that? Maybe in a movie or whatever like that. But I'll tell you what, just a terrific backdrop to this game has been Elizabethtown and how they've looked on offense. I think that they've done a great job on offense. Now, as you've touched on, they put together a nice drive. They're on the doorstep maybe to take the lead in this game.
Yeah, so I mean, this 4th and 1 is going to be a big spot for them because, as we talked about it earlier, you could see all the pieces were there. It's just a matter of actually pulling it all together into a cohesive drive. They've certainly had a cohesive drive here, and now it's just a matter of taking it the rest of the way. They got 4th and 1 from the 11-yard line here, knocking on the door as they trail 6-0 to open up the second quarter here against Ephrata. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com. Jordan Piper doing the hard work on the camera. Bruce doing maybe some slightly easier work on the iPad, and me getting the easiest job, PJ Rydell, calling the play-by-play. So 4th and 1 from the 11-yard line here. E-Town trying to keep a promising drive alive and look for their first score of the night. Kaufman right under center, dropped the snap for a moment, able to grab it and jump over the line. Did he get enough? I think he did.
Yeah, this is going to be close, but I think he did get it.
It sure looked like he did, as he had to handle the snap low and then jump up and over, and it is, in fact, a first down.
I think being under center surprised the Mountaineers.
Yeah, he was right there under center. He was able to handle the snap after a moment and just had just enough of a gap to leap on through and get the chains to move. So 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for E-Town. Rado up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. E-Town is on the board.
Boy, everything opened up. Watch the right guard on this play. He pulls, and almost like in a trap block, sets it up, and just bulls his way through everybody into the end zone. Great execution by E-Town on that one.
So Prince Rado punches it home to tie at 6-6. We'll await the extra point here to see if they can't take the lead. Kaufman handles the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-6. E-Town opens up the second quarter with a score, a 10-yard rushing touchdown for Rado.
And let's hear from Constellation Energy.
We bring the energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
Well, Constellation Energy bringing the broadcast our energy tonight, and then, of course, E-Town bringing the energy there on that drive. A long, long drive spanning parts of 2 quarters to take their first lead of the night, 7-6. The E-Town Bears on top of the Ephrata Mountaineers. Jordan Piper, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to bring you all this action here on this Friday night from E-Town. After the score, the growling bear sound effects here at the stadium. Unfortunately for us, being this high up in the press box, we can be pretty confident it's not a real bear, at least not one that's going to cause us any harm. 7-6, E-Town freshly on top. And a ground ball kickoff handled there at the far sideline by Ephrata and unable to get past the 25-yard line. A big hit there, and the energy moving in favor of the Bears.
Yeah, it's certainly there. Watch this collision here.
Beckett Shank on the tackle.
Shank able to make the tackle there. And so Ephrata taking over here at about the 25-yard line. That is where they'll spot it. Ephrata looking for a response. They opened earlier in the game with 9:47 to go in the first quarter. Got a 51-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, thus far, E-Town really the time of possession leader.
Yeah, especially after that last drive alone, after a run up the middle.
Yeah, that was
keeper.
Okay, that was direct snap, but right to 12 again.
Yeah, Knowles able to take it through the line for a big gain. Gain of about 3 or 4. They do mark it as a gain of 3. Yeah, Knowles really getting it done with his legs, in particular with that touchdown earlier in the game. A lone score for Ephrata at this point. Second and 7 from the 28. It's a handoff. Rearich just nowhere really to go there. And about a net zero play. Ephrata on the run game just swallowed right up.
Yeah.
Bentley Rearich, the freshman running back, getting good reps here tonight.
Yeah, number 44 there on the tackle for E-Town.
A couple of young guys kind of leading the charge here with the freshman Rearich and then the sophomore quarterback Malachi Knowles. For Ephrata, now that one sends them backwards a couple yards. 3rd and 9 for the Mounts. Knowles handles the snap, rolls to the right. Looking for some room, finds his man. Not enough for the first down, though, as the ball finds its way into the hands there of Micah, quarterback Malachi Knowles.
3rd and 9.
For Ephrata, now that one sent.
It'll bring up a 4th down for Ephrata.
Really not a lot of breathing room being allowed tonight by the E-Town defense. Yes, there was that one breakaway touchdown earlier, but that's about it. So 4th and 2 from the 33, and doesn't look like there's much intent to kick it right now. Maybe just trying to draw them off sides here. That's exactly what they're trying to do, trying to get E-Town to flinch. And now they'll call the timeout.
Timeout, Ephrata.
Unsurprisingly, Ephrata tried to get the flinch, couldn't get it to go. It remains 7-6. E-Town is on top, and the 4th down likely kick upcoming.
Yeah, 9:33 here remaining before halftime. And, E-Town really showing some fortitude here. Really saying, hey, look, we belong here. This is our turf. And they played like it. They really tough along the line of scrimmage. And on defense here, they've gotten after Knowles pretty well.
I mean, their defense has been good all game with the exception of that one breakaway touchdown they allowed for Ephrata early on. For the most part, they haven't allowed any breathing room, and on offense, they made the adjustments they needed to after that first drive. Really went nowhere. So certainly E-Town doing what they need to do in front of their home crowd here tonight. Glad you could join us on PennLive.com from Elizabethtown Area High School. A beautiful Friday night as we soak in the last official weekend of summer.
Yeah, how about that? And it sure felt like summer the last few weeks.
Knowles, he keeps it on 4th, and he's not going to get there.
Oh, my, what a huge play by that defense.
I thought for sure they were going to try to kick, but they did, in fact, try to go for it. Coffin on the keeper, or excuse me, Knowles on the keeper. And he was not able to get there, and so now it's a turnover on downs in favorable territory for E-Town.
Oh, no. They gave him the first down.
Wow, they gave it to him. Wow, okay. Well, they saw something we didn't. Granted, we're all the way up on the roof, so I suppose that's understandable.
Wow, I mean, he had to burrow underneath the turf to get that first down.
We missed something. So a fresh set of downs for Knowles. And the Mounts here from the 35-yard line. A real risk there, and it pays off. And now trying to make a little bit more of it. He put his foot right in the ground and turned and burned all the way up to the 41-yard line. Nice run there for Schumann.
Yeah, Schumann did a nice job there, but also, you know, a little misdirection there with the, handoff on the jet sweep. I like that because they'll run other running plays off of that.
Yeah, one of the better looking plays all night. Here for Ephrata. So 2nd and 4 from the 41. Mounts looking to put together a cohesive drive of their own here. And another blast up the middle, trying to make something of it, but that defense right there to push them back to about the 42.
Yeah, not a lot of room. Surprised that he even got through that mosh pit of a line of scrimmage.
Ball spotted at the 44. Got a couple more yards than I thought he did. And so it's a 3rd and 1 for Ephrata. Well, I think a big play here for Ephrata in terms of momentum, and a blast up the middle, more than enough to get the first down on the run by Rierich.
Yeah, I like how the change in formation there really kind of making E-Town think that it was going wide. You saw really both defensive ends almost let go and just went straight up field.
Well, in the same way we talked about E-Town trying to finally put things together, and they did on their last drive, really looking like Ephrata is doing the same thing here.
Oh.
Another handoff there, a gain of about 2. That'll be 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a lot of yardage there, but number 53, Alex Ortiz. I mean, he is just one big guard. It just pulled there and just pancaked a guy.
Rierich with another nice run to gain 2. 2nd and 8 from the 48-yard line. Rierich pretty impressive here tonight, the freshman back. Making his presence felt.
Oh.
And a jump there. And a whole lot of fingers pointing at the Mounts, and they'll walk it back.
Yeah, those long counts, boy, I tell you, they not only affect the defense, but they can really affect your offensive linemen too.
So 2nd and long, 2nd and 13 to be exact from the 47-yard line. And the Mounts trying to overcome another mistake there. Knowles in a 2nd and 13 position from the 47. Rolls back through the middle, a nice pass, finds his man, and he's got some room to work with. Rierich taking it all the way to the 10 and in for the touchdown.
What a beautiful pass. He came open right up the seam. It was one-on-one, and everybody went with a man. By the time they could turn around and react it, he was on his way to the end zone. Just a great job there by Ephrata.
So from the opposite 47-yard line, Drake Coran takes it all the way to the house. And a nice pass, too. Don't overlook that pass by Knowles.
And they're going to kick the extra point, not chasing points too early. Not that my opinion matters, but I think the right move here, just kicking it.
And the first kick was a doink. That one straight on through, leaving no doubt.
And that kick is good with 6:14.
A good kick there for Evan Honberger. And we got a whole different ball game now, 13-7.
And we want to thank Constellation Energy for your support of this broadcast. Dave Marcheski, Community Relations Manager, joins me at halftime. Going to talk about things going on over at the 3 Mile Island Nuclear Plant and its recommissioning, and a whole lots more. Dave's a former high school football player, so interested to see what Dave's got up his sleeve this week.
Well, he always seems to have a little something, a little surprise for us at the halftime break. I'm certainly looking forward to that.
You must be prophetic. You must know what's happening.
I know a thing or two.
Okay.
So Ephrata retaking the lead there after E-Town getting the momentum. And now we've finally seen both teams put together real nice cohesive drives. And in both cases, you saw them go backwards for flags, but still find a way to overcome it.
I tell you what it equals is a really fun football game to watch.
That it has been. Still 6:13 left to go in the first half.
Oh,
man. And the return, and originally hitting a wall there at the 15, and really just nowhere to go after that for Schenk. And so that's where the E-Town offense will start.
Yeah, the guy putting the shoulder in there that we were reacting to was number 27, Chris Kohler.
There's a nice play there on the defensive end, 6:06. With the E-Town offense taking over, once again deep in their own zone, much like their last drive, but they were able to still take it all the way to the house. This time having 6 minutes to try to do the same here. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. E-Town offense looking for a response after a touchdown for Ephrata. And both touchdowns, big touchdowns too, for the Mounts here tonight. Both in the 50-yard ballpark. Rado.
Oh, he got away!
Looking for some room to work with. He manages to elude the defenders all the way out to about the 40-yard line. Boy, how about that by Rado? I want to see that again.
Oh, wow, look at this. He just basically almost goes 4 yards in the backfield, gets around the edge, and turns on the Jets. Really good block on the outside by the receiver there. Looked like that was number 3 there. Brady Yo with a great block, sprung him even further.
But unfortunately, there was a flag.
Oh, my. How many times has that happened to us this year?
We get all pumped up about a play. We were watching the replay, and then you look up, and there's some bright yellow laundry on the field. And so that run for Rado goes for naught. Rado showing some explosive capabilities here tonight, though, for E-Town. He's responsible for the lone score for the Bears tonight. With 11:35 to go in the second, had a 10-yard rush. And now going backwards once again is E-Town, which, again, eerily similar to that last drive in which Rado scored to wrap up, and that at the time made it a 7-6 lead for the Bears. Can E-Town overcome it again?
Well, now here's an important stance for this Ephrata club. You know, as we wind down there, they've got the Bears pinned back. Let's see what the defense can do for the Mountaineers.
1st and 16 from the 9-yard line. For Elizabethtown, rolling to the far side is Kaufman. He's got 2 defenders right on him, and he has to just run it out of bounds. A gain of a handful, but it only just barely gets it past the original line of scrimmage.
Kaufman is fast. I mean, he outran the defensive back there to the sidelines.
Yeah, didn't have any options in front of him, so had no choice but to take it to the sideline, and hopefully for E-Town stops the clock.
Ball is placed at the 16-yard line.
So the ball placed at the 16.
2nd and 9.
It's a gain of 7, so 2nd and 9 now. So a bigger gain than it looked like after the flag kind of undoes the flag for him. With the 2nd and 9, Kaufman, plenty of room to work with. Gets hit, though, and it goes incomplete. And, boy, he had some time there, and then all of a sudden just blasting through the line. There's the effort of defense.
Yeah, those linemen can only hold those blocks so long. He did have protection, finally just had to get rid of it.
I mean, one of the things that I noticed in watching some of the film from their game last week against South Philly for E-Town is that O-line was doing just a spectacular job. Kaufman had all day. He could look down, check his wristwatch, and then throw it down the field with the amount of time they were giving him. But Ephrata proven to be a little bit tougher in that respect, but boy, you do have to give the O-line the credit where the credit's due. Kaufman not taking much spite there.
Oh.
Once again, just long.
Boy, a little.
He had his man there.
Yeah, some hand checking out there, but it was mano-a-mano. He picked the right guy, just unfortunately overthrew him. So there's that really good stand for the Mountaineers that I was talking about. Still 5:36 remaining in the first half, and, they could get this ball with really good field position.
Yeah, I mean, that hardly burned any time off the clock there. Really quick.
Yeah, right.
For E-Town. But, I mean, when you're airing it out like they are, of course,
two
that's what you're gonna
incomplete
have.
passes and a run out of bounds.
The kick, not a ton on it, down to the 40-yard line. Bounces favorably for E-Town all the way past the 50 to the opposing 47. So got a favorable roll there, but still pretty good field position, as you mentioned, with 5:25 to go here for Ephrata to try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, still, I mean, the playbook totally wide open for Coach Miller. And I'd like to see, a little imagination here for the Mountaineers coming down the stretch.
And, I mean, this is pretty good field position for them, too. Every score that they've had in this game, the two have been in the ballpark of 50-yard bombs, just bursts. One a rush, quarterback keeper, and the other one the pass from Knowles, and then he found his man down the field, Karan. So a couple of plays here, and you don't have to rip off a 50-plus yard play to score, and they got time to work with, too. 5:25 on the clock as Ephrata takes over. Rearich once again taking it and having his way. He's going to be just barely shy of the first down. Should be about a 2nd and 1 here.
They've been running to the strong side of this formation the last few times. No change there. Just kind of outmanned the Bears on that play.
Yeah, Rearick, a nice run. Again, he's been really an impressive element here for the Ephrata offense.
Maybe watch for a deep ball here.
Yeah, 2nd and 1. Knowles back behind, got Rearick flanking him to the right, hands it off to Rearick. Rearick takes it more than enough for the first down. Finally down at about the 39-yard line. At least that's where his knee hit. And it moves the chains for this Ephrata offense. Both these teams took them a good majority of the first quarter to actually get that offense into a groove, but now here in the second, you're seeing both offenses look a lot better. I know E-Town sputtered out there, but their scoring drive they had, and now these two consecutive drives for Ephrata.
Yeah, they're beyond the jitters of the game. Now they're just out there playing football.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line for the Mount offense. The faked handoff past to Rearick, and it turns into a keeper for Knowles. Knowles taking it past the 35-yard line, down at about the 34.
Yeah, pretty conservative play calls so far on this series for the Mountaineers. And even that last touchdown pass was really just a nice little seam route that the receiver just kind of broke through the defense on. So this has been really high percentage football for the most part for the Mountaineers.
You could argue even the same for both E-Town and the Mountaineers, but certainly for the Mounts, that's been the bread and butter here in the second quarter as Rearick tries to take it outside that right corner, but just couldn't quite turn the corner. A net 0, maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, nice job there by
Porter Avers there.
Yeah, I couldn't read that, sorry.
All good. Both the rosters from these teams, very small fonts.
And it's dark.
Yeah, being up here on the
we don't
roof.
have any we're going to have to figure out how we can pull some light. We're going to have to start bringing a light for this, but we never know where we're going to set up. I mean, that's the thing. It's either a fully lit press box or we're up on the roof somewhere.
3rd and 5 from the 33, and he's sacked. The E-Town offense gets to Knowles, pushes him all the way back to the original line of scrimmage. And another promising drive that time for Ephrata, sputtering out.
Yeah, nice job there by Lloyd on the sack. 4th down, interested to see. And, look, I think you kick and you pin them back and play defense. And a timeout for Elizabethtown.
Oh, I mean, for Ephrata, when you have a kicker like Honberger too, you can just kick and pin him in situations like this. So you use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
So both teams getting some drives where they look like they finally had it all together, but both defenses making the necessary adjustments, causing the following drives to sputter out. It's a 13-7 lead for Ephrata. 2:48 left to play here in the first half of our Friday night football game here tonight on PennLive.com. Brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. I can see Dave Marcheski lurking in the corner back there, so I know he's ready for halftime.
He's getting fired up. He's getting fired up. Well, it's a good thing that I don't have a fear of heights because we're way up here, and it's pretty open. I mean, look at all the cars in the parking lot there, man.
You see mine down there. Would have been one of the shinier ones if it wasn't for the rain the last couple of days, but right after you wash it, that's always when it rains. Right?
They are going for it, or at least they're showing that they're going for it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be the first time they've gone on 4th down, but a 4th and 10 would be a gutsy call, and they are going for it on 4th and 10. Knowles airs it out, up the middle, got a couple of guys there, and incomplete. And they try it. They've gone for it on 4th down twice tonight. Capitalized one time. That time, though, a little game of jackpot. Doesn't go the way of the Mounts, and so a turnover on downs to the E-Town offense with 2:40 to try to do something with it.
Well, that was the smart play to not intercept the ball, because that would have been the equivalent of a great punt had they intercepted the ball inside their 5-yard line. So good thing that they broke it up. Also good that they didn't intercept it. Now they've got decent field position here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that is a good point. You look and you go, why wouldn't you want to get an interception? Yeah, you'd put yourself in a real bad position there.
Absolutely. Smart play in not intercepting the ball there.
Instead, they are at the 38-yard line. So much, much better field position to start off for E-Town. Under 3 minutes, try to do something. It just has to air it out over the sideline, does Kaufman.
Yeah, that's a really smart play there. He had nobody open. The defensive end was crashing down, actually overran him, and he just threw it out of bounds and started again.
And again, that stops the clock at 2:35. E-Town and the Bears looking for an answer here to head into halftime. It was the Bears that received the first half kickoff, so it'll be Ephrata getting it when we head to the second half. So certainly all the more reason for E-Town to try to swing the pendulum back in their favor. That one batted up in the air. Oh! Nearly picked off there after it was tipped. Oh, what an opportunity that would have been for Ephrata's number 28, Jaden Shiroka, nearly came down with it.
Not sure who got the paw on it there for the Mountaineers, but oh gosh.
Yeah, Shiroka nearly the beneficiary. And so instead it's 3rd and 10, E-Town. There's still 2:30 left on the clock here. So
a lot of time.
And really got to try to find a way to at least get it to the other side of the 50 here for E-Town.
Yeah, it looks like the Mounts have 2 timeouts remaining.
3rd and 10 from the 38, stepping up. A little flick to the near side. Rott trying to get there, and he's going to fall just about a yard short, maybe 2 yards short. We'll see where they spot it as he went out of bounds. They marked it at the 46. I thought maybe he got to the 47, and so it'll be 4th and 2.
Boy, this is maybe it is it'd be a tough call for me, but obviously not for Coach Gallagher. He's going for it. He's showing confidence in his team and his defense.
So 4th and 2 from the 46-yard line. 2:22 left to play here in the first half.
Are they going to try and draw him off?
That certainly seems to be what it looks like. Certainly a long count. And they do, in fact, snap it.
Oh!
And Rott is wrapped up immediately. Down at the 42-yard line. How about the Ephrata defense stepping up there?
That was number 22.
Chase Strong making the play there.
Incredible. I mean, he just was almost unabated to the back there. So Ephrata now, good field position. Still 2:19 left. 2 timeouts.
I mean, what
a huge play.
Early in the second quarter, it looked like E-Town might finally be settling into a groove, but Ephrata really has swung things back in their favor on both sides of the ball here in the tail end of the second quarter. 2:19 left on the clock, 13-7. Ephrata is still on top here. And Ephrata trying to tack on before heading to halftime, especially knowing they'll get to keep the momentum by receiving the second half kickoff as It's a gain of about 2 there for Rierick.
Yeah, and Avery, nice tackle again. He's spent a lot of time in that Ephrata backfield today.
Well, taking their time, looking over to the sideline are the Ephrata Mounts. The clock now down to 1:45 here in the first half. 2nd and 9 from the 43-yard line. Knowles has it, rolling to the right. He's got some time. Bunch of blockers in front of him, trying to take it to the line, and gets out of bounds after gain of 2 more, and now some flags fly on that far sideline.
You just hate to see that. You really do. You really hate to see that.
It was a gain of 1 yard on the play, and now another flag flies on the E-Town sideline.
Yeah, that's got to be unsportsmanlike as well. That's going to be 30 yards and penalties. Oh, no, that was sideline warning. Oh, okay.
So you had the 1 flag fly on the near side well after the play, but pretty much right after Knowles went out of bounds on the far sideline, you had a flag fly over there too, and so that moves the chains. Stops clock at 1:32, and a fresh set of downs here in favorable territory here.
Yeah, and the kicker for the Mountaineers, pretty good here. So
yeah,
not necessarily a scoring, they don't have to necessarily get a touchdown for a scoring opportunity, just maybe 10, 15 more yards in 1:32.
Yeah, Honberger has showed
and a
off.
Timeout.
Honberger showed off a good leg, so certainly getting into scoring territory one way or another here for Ephrata, as they are threatening to end the first half with another score here on PennLive.com. Thanks for joining us tonight for Friday Night Football, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy.
Yeah, let's, since we've got the timeout here, let's come into the broadcast booth here for a time here before we head to halftime.
Well, I got to say, as nice as our backdrop was up here earlier, now this lighting not doing my summer tan any favors at the moment. But these two teams, it looked like they're early in the second quarter. Okay, they're both finally getting into a groove on offense. Now we're going to kind of have a blow-for-blow kind of game. The following drive for each of them sputtered out pretty quickly. And now Ephrata, you feel, has swung that pendulum back in their favor, knowing, too, they're going to receive the kickoff for the second half. Mount's looking pretty good. Yeah, they are. And, this game has swung really to, I think, a big-time X's and O's coaching battle. And so the timeout taken there, and E-Town back on the field. Their defense trying to find a way to hold and avoid swinging that pendulum any further in favor of the Mounts. 13-7, Ephrata on top. 1:32 left to play here in the first half. Ephrata knocking on the door of adding on before heading into the halftime break. Knowles with the snap, gets it to the near side, and again in and out of the hands of a receiver. We've seen that multiple times here tonight. That time Micah Spring just unable to come up with it. I don't know what the issue is. I guess in that case another
just looking downfield before he caught the ball. I mean, pretty fundamental issue there.
And of course Ephrata in much closer scoring territory thanks to the flag on the far sideline against E-Town moments ago before the timeout. 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Knowles flanked by Rierick to the left. Follows Rierick as a blocker.
Ooh.
And he got nailed in the line. Kind of tried to lower the shoulder and almost got flipped upside down. A tough play there for
the Mounts. Still have 2 timeouts, so they're not really in any rush here. And again, when I was talking about the fact that they've got a really good field goal kicker, they don't need to get a lot of yardage here to get in scoring position here. Even though it's 3rd down and 9, I don't know. I wouldn't rule out a run.
Yeah, I know you mentioned those timeouts, but not inclined to use them yet. So the clock rolling down to 50 seconds left here in the first half. The Mounts on the 26-yard line, a 3rd and 9 situation. Knowles with the snap, rolls to the right, looking for someone downfield, airs it out, nearly intercepted. Boy, did he get lucky there. As that could have really ended the effort. I think it was Rado was right there on it. Read it like a book, just unable to come up with it, and definitely wouldn't have been able to come up with it, I think, in bounds. So that brings up 4th and 9.
Down.
from the 26-yard line, so it'd be a long field goal if they were to try it, and I don't see Honberger out there.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're just going to go for it, at least for now, but now a timeout to talk it over.
Yeah, that was a little bit surprising. But actually, I mean, it wasn't a deep pattern. It was really just kind of a rollout kind of pattern, not deep, where they were just trying to pick up a few yards, and not even necessarily the first down. So I'm sure that Ephrata had that in mind with the play call, that they didn't need the first down. They just needed something to get Berger in range.
Well, like you talked about earlier, Ephrata has been looking at those high percentage plays on the far and near side like that, so trying to just get, like you said, a couple more yards with one of those high percentage plays, but credit to E-Town locking all windows and doors. And that does put Ephrata in an interesting situation here. 26-yard line, 4th and 9. They know they've got a good boot in Honberger, but a 36-yarder isn't a gimme. They are going to go for the field goal. Honberger is out there. Honberger is situated at about the 33-yard line.
Well, 43-yard attempt. Let's see what he's got.
So a 43-yarder, most certainly not a gimme. Ephrata trying to add on before the half. The snap down. The kick is up. Does it have the legs?
Oh,
not
just
quite.
short.
Not quite. Honberger, a good boot, but not quite good enough there. And so the field goal is no good. 33 seconds left in the half for E-Town to try to throw one more prayer up.
Boy, it looked good there, and it just curved off and down to the left.
Yeah, more of a line drive. You figured it probably didn't quite have the air under it. And
how big was that last defensive play then? Just that 5 yards more, and it's a good field goal.
Yeah, again, the E-Town defense sealing off that far side. Again, Rado nearly picking up an interception. That's looming large here. It keeps it a one-possession game. 13-7, Ephrata on top here in Elizabethtown. E-Town taking over at the 20-yard line with only 33 seconds left to go till the half. So you get one more play off here, and it's a handoff to Rado. Rado trying to take it up around the corner, takes it to the 25, to the 30, tackled at the 30. Not quite able to get out of bounds, so the clock keeps on moving down to 22 seconds and finally stops there.
Oh, it stopped for the first down, so.
Yeah, that it did.
I was wondering why it stopped, but.
Yeah, good run there for Rado. Moves the chain, stops the clock, 22 seconds, 1st and 10 from the 30 for the E-Town offense.
And it's waiting for it to be marked ready for play. Now it's running down.
The play clock was running down as well. Down to 5 seconds left on the game clock, 2 on the play clock. And this will be the last play of the half. Rado taking it to the 40-yard line, and he'll be stopped there. But it'll be Ephrata with the lead and receiving the second half kickoff as they lead this one 13-7 here on our PennLive.com Friday Night Football coverage, brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy.
Yes, we're going to have our friend Dave Marcheski joining us here in just a few moments. So 13-7, and we will be back in a few moments. Stick. Okay, it's Bruce Badgley back here atop the press box here.
at E-Town. We're 13-7 in favor of Ephrata. And, boy, stopping by once again, our good friend Dave Marcheski. We missed you last week, buddy.
I know, Bruce. How you doing?
All right. Fancy meeting you here.
I know. It's another great night for football. Beautiful weather. This is a good game so far. A lot of good defensive stops there. I know Ephrata's been putting it on. That penalty there towards the end of the second half kind of stopped the momentum that Elizabethtown was having, but should be a good second half.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can see that, this is a big rivalry game. Here, just scoot a little bit closer to me there. Everybody wants to see it.
You smell okay.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, we're outside. But I'll tell you what, we were talking a little bit earlier. This is a kind of a big milestone here for Constellation Energies. Yeah, what is that?
For sure. So tomorrow, September 20th, it's been 1 year since we announced that we're going to restart the plant. So
the 3 Mile Island plant, right?
Yeah, of Crane Clean Energy Center. So tomorrow marks a year. A year ago, we had about 50 employees at the plant. Now we're up to 500, 80% staffed. We've done so much work in the past year. And the timeline has moved 1 year ahead of schedule. We're going to start sometime in 2027. So a lot of great work that's been done since in a year.
Yeah, and the funny thing is when you go out to the plant right now, as we did, the last couple of weeks, it's really the hub of activity. I mean, it's almost like you are generating power because you have a lot of employees and they're all over the place. And, you see the security, and then you were having like a family day. I mean, just like regular operations, right?
Yeah, we were excited to host Family Day a little more than a week ago. We had about, 500 of the employees and their family and their friends came out to see what they were doing, get a little bit tour of inside the plant, just like you did, Bruce. Had some fun activities, some games, a bounce house for the kids. It's really great because that's been the first time in 6 years that plant could do that.
Wow.
So it was a great morale booster.
Yeah, it was, and it's very interesting. It was very, I don't want to say intimidating, but it was, seeing the size of everything, but also everything related to the startup, and quite honestly, the security is rather intimidating.
Security, yeah, sure. You got to keep it secure. We make electricity for everybody at home. But if you see the scuba divers, so
sure.
we have scuba divers on the island. It's an island, so we got water around it. So, they're inspecting the pipes that go underneath. So we do have a scuba team kind of on site. That's kind of a fun.
That is really wow. That would be. I would love to see that job description on the resume. Scuba team, Constellation Energy.
Yeah, they had to dig out a lot of mud that's built up over the last 5 years. I'll tell you that. So they were busy at work. Hey, I know a couple weeks ago when I was with you, you were like, hey, that's a nice jersey you got there.
Yeah.
I went right on that night, and guess what came in today for you?
Oh, no.
Your very own Constellation Crane Clean Energy jersey just for you, Bruce.
Wow, I tell you what, I'm going to be...
it's an extra medium. I hope it fits.
That's okay. Hey, listen, I'm going to be the talk of PennLive Tuesday when I show up with
there
this
thing
on.
Yeah.
I don't know if, Burke Noel is too happy with me, like where, I don't know. He's got to be torn because,
that's fine.
Our best sponsor and, then PennLive, we want to show them both. So, I don't know. We'll figure out something, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. Real quick. So, next week, because of the 1 year anniversary milestone, we're going to have a community tailgate ahead of the Middletown game that we're going to be the game of the week next week.
Yeah.
So come out before the game between 5 and 7. We'll have a food truck out there. Stop by, see me. We have a tent, get some giveaways. So we'll have a lot of fun next week.
Yeah, Middletown, Susquehanna Township. Yep. We had Middletown on, week
First
1.
Week.
Right. They won the game, pulled it out. In the final moments and stuff. And then Susquehanna Township is a really top flight team there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 5-0 going in.
I'm looking forward
and that's
to
always going to be a tough game.
For sure. We might have a special guest with us next weekend, too.
Okay, all right.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, you never know who's going to stop by at halftime of these Constellation Energy games, other than maybe, knowing that it's Dave Marcheski. Dave, I'll tell you what.
Bruce, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, man. Always fun, all right?
Enjoy some football.
All right, here we go.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on PennLive.com. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. And tonight from Elizabethtown, we welcome you up here to the rooftop.
One would never know that it's
Constellation Energy. Who would have thought, right? We got Jordan Piper over there on the camera. We got Bruce Badgley here in the brand new Constellation Energy uniform. How about that? It is getting a little bit cooler, so it is nice to have that extra layer. And I'm PJ Rydell. Glad to be bringing you the play-by-play here tonight on PennLive.com. It's a 13-7 lead for Ephrata here tonight. Finally, it looked like both teams were starting to click there in the second quarter, and then maybe not so much on the very next drive for both of them. But here you're starting to see Ephrata execute a little bit more, especially on the defensive end, and they're going to be the ones to receive the kickoff, so they have a chance to really swing the pendulum in their favor and maybe hold on to that here to open the second half.
Oh, I think it's so very important for the Elizabethtown defense to, show themselves early in the second half and stop the Mountaineers. But, I think that this game has really turned into a, and I talked about it a little bit in the first half, X's and O's, a chess match between these two coaches. They're trying to set their teams up for success, not only with play calling, but with field position and also whether you're going to punt or kick a field goal or go for it. I mean, this is what football is all about, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it, too, with the games we've covered so far this season. You've seen a lot of high skill versus high skill, and it's not that there's a lack of skill on these teams by any stretch of the imagination, but like you said, it's really come down a lot more to X's and O's, to strategy, to the kind of cat and mouse game that, as you said, makes football such a great game. Ephrata opened up the scoring in this one with 9:47 to go, I should say, in the first quarter on a 51-yard touchdown run by Knowles. The extra point was no good off the right upright, and then right after that, it was an E-Town score, and then to open the second quarter on a 10-yard run by Rado. That made it 7-6 E-Town, and then answering with 6:14 to go in the second was Ephrata on a 53-yard connection from Karan from Knowles. And the extra point was good that time from Honberger. And so that's where we stand, 13-7. A lot of back and forth, very little margin for error here tonight as we get ready to start the second half of action on PennLive.com. Here from Elizabethtown Area Senior High School. And a beautiful facility here, too.
Yeah, beautiful facility. I mean, big crowd. You could just sense, you just feel the rivalry between these two teams. And, this 3-1 start by the Bears and Coach Gallagher really energized the fan base.
Yeah, only the first league matchup already here for E-Town against Ephrata tonight. Ephrata in their second league game tonight after they played Conestoga Valley last week and lost 31-7. Boy, I'll tell you what, don't want to look too far ahead, but next week for Ephrata, they've got Exeter Township. I mean, you really want to tune yourself up and get in gear as best you can here this week to go into that one. And the kickoff stays low to the ground, bounces down to about the 11-yard line out of bounds. And it'll be the Ephrata offense, again, as we mentioned a moment ago, looking to really swing the pendulum in their favor here in the second half.
Really smart play there by the receiving team. There was no need to really pick it up. It was still going pretty strong and headed toward the sidelines. And I tell you what, that takes a lot of guts sometimes because that's a live ball, not to go out there and try and touch it. But now good field position to start the half for the Mounts.
A tough read, but it pays off as it sets them up at the 35-yard line to start things off. The opening drive of the second half, 13-6 Ephrata on top, looking to build up that lead. They've led 6-0. They lead now 13-7. E-Town briefly led for a few minutes in the second quarter. At the time, 7-6. Knowles hands it off to Rierick, and boy, were they ready for that one. They take him back to the 30. So it's a 5-yard loss there. Rierick has been really good looking tonight for Ephrata, but nowhere to go there.
And he just penetrated, but that's a form tackle right in the hole.
So it's a loss of 1 at the end of the day, not a loss of 5, even though he ended up at the 30. They spot the ball at the 34-yard line. So 2nd and 11 for the Ephrata offense. And just as much as we've talked about the Ephrata offense trying to set the tone and swing the pendulum to start the second half, the same can be said for the E-Town defense here. I mean, a big stop here could really help to swing things back in their favor. So they really kind of watched the second quarter get away from them. Back up to the 36-yard line, and A gain of 2 there. Rearick again taking the ball.
2 good just stops right there at the line of scrimmage by this Bears defense. I talked coming into this half how important this defensive possession was for Elizabethtown.
But again, I mean, you look at the E-Town defense, they're coming off some defensive momentum to end the first half, making that stop, keeping them just out of field goal range to prevent Ephrata from getting any further ahead. Knowles has to throw it and has it batted right out of the air. Boy, right on top of him there for E-Town was Dominic Durstler.
Yeah,
he was all over him.
Absolutely. And, you know, coming in, hands raised, textbook.
And so you want to talk about a statement here from the E-Town defense to open up the second half. They're forcing a quick 3 and out, pushing Ephrata backwards. And it's a 4th and 9 for the punt.
Oh, nice
And
move.
the punt finds its way and gets a bounce back to the 35. And so that's about where the E-Town offense will take over.
Heard some grunting and groaning from the some of the coaching staff up here. I mean, you got to field that when it's so high in the air like that. You can't allow it to hit the ground. You got to make sure that you call a fair catch there. And
yeah, because the ball landed at the 30, but then bounced favorably for E-Town to about the 34, and that's where they'll start things off. The lone offensive score, or the lone score in general for E-Town, the 10-yard run by Rado with 11:35 to go in the second quarter, made it a 7-6 lead at the time for E-Town. It's the only time they've led tonight. 1st and 10 from the 34, Kaufman back behind. Flanked to his left by the aforementioned Rado. He airs it out and just not able to really get much of anything on that.
Well, the receiver wasn't on the same wavelength as the quarterback there. He was running a fly pattern, and the quarterback thought he was running an out.
Yeah, you can almost see the hesitation in the way the ball came out of his hands, like he might try to pump fake and save it, but no luck there. Instead, it just falls incomplete for 2nd and 10 from the 34. Rado lined up this time to flank Kaufman to the right. Kaufman has the snap, opts to pass to the far side this time. Escaping is Capello, down at about the 43-yard line. He's about a yard short of the first down.
And that's a pass pattern that's worked all night long, or let's just say has been open. And here's the first time that they've really completed it and got a nice gain from it.
Yeah, Capello had to make a little something more of it there. It's spotted at the 43-yard line, so just short of the line to gain. So it'll be a 3rd and 1 here for E-Town. And after the defensive stop to keep the offensive momentum in your favor here with a conversion, it would be huge for the Bears.
Trips down to the near side.
Kaufman again back there, flanked. Has it to Rado. Rado working around the near corner, has some space to work with to the 40, down to just past the 40 at the 38-yard line. Rado coming alive here to open the second half.
The key to this play is they complete the pass behind the line of scrimmage, which allows the receivers to go downfield and throw blocks. That's opening up things, and you saw nice play there.
Moving the chains is Rado. They spot the ball at the 38-yard line, and E-Town in enemy territory. Kaufman again with it, rolling to the left, fakes back to the right, and is not able to get anything on it as he had 2 guys right up in his face there.
Yeah, those defenders just got on him so quickly. The play just couldn't develop. That was going to be kind of a bubble screen out into the flat.
He had to change his arm angle and kind of sidearm it shortstop style to try to get it around the defenders, but still ended up coming up short of his intended target, Carter Burgos. 13-7, 9:06 to play in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 38 for the E-Town offense as they trail Ephrata at home.
They've not really thrown from this formation tonight. Let's see what they do.
Well, Kaufman is flanked by a back at each side, opts to air it out to the far side to Capello. Capello gets a gain of maybe 2.
Pass completed to Kyle Capello.
So again, going for the high percentage, but not a ton of yards to work with.
Yeah, he just kind of flared out there, and see, what made it successful is that the defensive back just kind of let his man go on the outside and went on the inside. That defender for Ephrata is so far off the ball.
So a 3rd and 7 here to keep the drive alive on the 35-yard line. Kaufman fakes, throws high percentage to the near side, but it falls incomplete as it was a bit of a wobbly pass and outside of the reach of Jan.
Well, a lot of pressure this series by that Ephrata defense in getting to Kaufman.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is kind of an interesting spot here.
Fourth
from the 35-yard line. It's 4th and 7, but you are on the Ephrata 35-yard line. Your defense has the momentum. Do you gamble on that? And it at least looks like they're going to try to get a jump.
Watch at the top of the screen. That the guy singled up.
They do snap it. Kaufman airing it out inside, and it falls incomplete. A lot of contact there between the intended receiver, Burgos, and a couple of backs there. Broken up by Ryder Newland. And so it's a turnover on downs as E-Town gambled on 4th.
And there wasn't a lot of open space between any receiver. He just had to kind of let that go to the best available. And good job by the Mountaineers on that defensive stand. Now they take over with their second possession of the second half.
And E-Town with a couple big defensive stops to end the first half and to open the second half. And now that's really kind of what they're living and dying by, hoping that their defense can buy them a couple more chances here and keep Ephrata to just the 6-point lead.
They've always come to the strong side.
1st and 10 from the 35. Rierick taking it up past the 35-yard line. A gain of maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Miller just trying to outman the defense there.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
It is a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 now from the 34-yard line. Ephrata led 6-0 after the first quarter. Both teams scored in the second quarter. Made it 13-7 going into the half, and that's where we stand with 7:44 to go in the third quarter. Flanked by Rierick on the left.
Interesting bunch.
Knowles hands it off, turning, putting his foot in the ground, and stopped at about the 37-yard line there, trying to turn and burn was Ryder Newland. Newland making the big stop on defense on 4th down a moment ago and trying to get a gain there.
Yeah, really good job of the defense. They didn't overplay, the fact that Ephrata had so many guys on, the far side there, and played that very well.
So it's a gain of 2, 3rd and 9 from the 38-yard line, and
these fans are really getting into it.
Yeah, I mean, another stop here would be huge for them. After turning it over on downs against this Ephrata offense. 13-7, Ephrata leads. Knowles rolls back, takes the handoff for a moment, trying to find some room to run. Works out to the far side, and once again, the pass to try to bail him out just isn't there. So he tried to find a Rierick, and incomplete it falls.
He was running for his life. He gets to the outside, has a receiver, and just drops the pass. He wasn't going to get the first down anyway, it didn't look like.
And so another big stop for the E-Town defense. As Ephrata having to kick it away here. For E-Town, back to receive. Shank and yawn. That one bounces out of bounds just past the 25-yard line.
Tell you what, been really impressed with the Ephrata kicking game tonight. Getting it into the end zone on the kickoffs and punts as well. They've been really solid, not giving any kind of advantage over to the Bears.
The special teams have quietly been a big part of this game. So 13-7 it remains. Ephrata still on top here, and as you've described it, a back and forth X's and O's kind of game from Elizabethtown. 6:41 to play in the third quarter. And taken over from the 27-yard line, a fresh set of downs and a new drive for the E-Town offense. Kaufman back behind, flanked by Rado on one side, Yawn on the other. And it's a handoff to Rado. Rado working up the middle, has some space to work with. Draws it all the way up past the 35-yard line. It's going to end up being spotted down at about the 37-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains. So a first down on the first play of the drive for Rado and the Bears.
Yeah, that formation's been trouble for Ephrata all night long.
Again, got to give credit to that O-line for E-Town. We talked about them earlier in the game. In some of their past games this season, they certainly made an opening for Rado, and he took advantage of it to move the chains. Rado with it again, got a blocker in front, and he's able to churn and burn once again for another few more yards down to the 44-yard line. So a gain there of about 7. They do, in fact, spot it at the 44. 2nd and 3 for E-Town. Really getting the offense to move on the ground. Well, we'll stick with it here until Ephrata can adjust. Yeah, a game of adjustments here tonight.
Blitz!
Kaufman loses it, loses his footing. He's able to hold on to it. For a second, he kind of got spun out by the blitz, but he was able to maintain possession.
That was an all-out blitz there right through the gap. He tried to tackle both players.
I mean, he hardly had a chance to even look up before all of a sudden the two defenders are right on him. So now a 3rd and long coming up here for the E-Town Bears. Looks like they got about 8 yards to go. 3rd and 8 from 39.
Only a 3-man rush here. No, here we go.
Kaufman takes the snap. Looking downfield, goes left, looks up the middle, finds his man Yawn, and Yawn is able to bulldoze his way for the first down.
Just a really good job by Kaufman, just standing in as he was being blitzed for the completion and the first down.
Yeah, found his man right up the middle after looking left, and found Yawn up the middle right on top of that E-Town logo. The ball spotted at the 50-yard line, and chains move again. First set of downs for the Bears. 4:38 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. 13-7, Ephrata still on top. E-Town looking for a response. Pass to the far side to Capello. Capello brought down. It's about a net 0 on the play.
Yeah, just a quick pitch out there. Defender Johnny on the spot there takes him right down. Schumann on the tackle there. Good mano-a-mano play.
Ball remains at right about the 50, just a bit off of the 50. So it's a 2nd and 10. Kaufman looking for some space, trying to improvise. Tried to get it out before he got hit. We'll see where they end up marking it. The PA announcer calls it an incomplete pass, and that seems to be the right call. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 50.
Yeah, he was really under duress that entire play.
He was just trying to improvise, no room to work with as he was hit from behind. Trying to convert on 3rd down again here, the Bears.
3rd and 10.
Got a long way to go. Let's see what they draw up here. Ephrata trying to get a defensive stand, and the whistle's all blowing there before the snap even gets off. And it's a timeout for E-Town. Again, glad you could join us tonight here on PennLive.com. Jordan Piper, Bruce Badgley, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to bring you this action from Elizabethtown. And, of course, our broadcast brought to you in part by our friends at Constellation Energy.
Wow, I mean, such a huge, huge play here. 3rd down, a little bit more than 10, right at midfield. You know, the way that the history's been going in this game, pretty likely that this is 2-down territory. So, you know, But with 11 yards to go, almost dictates having to throw the ball. Maybe not for the entire 10 yards, but just maybe a quick out, get 5, 6 good yards, and then, live to fight on fourth.
If you can try to find a way to make it fourth and a short, might be willing to take a chance on that. We'll see what they decide coming out of the huddle. Ephrata getting ready to line back up. The E-Town Bears still huddled up there. Officials encouraging them to hurry it along, and they go take their places. You got to feel like every third down, every fourth down is going to be big coming down the remainder of this game. Still 13-7. 3:45 to go in the third quarter. Ephrata is on top here in Elizabethtown. So a 3rd and 10 from the 50-yard line for the Bears, trying to convert here and keep this drive alive. Airing it out, Kaufman up the middle and just couldn't quite find his man. All tangled up there, but perfectly legal play is Yohan unable to come up with it. And that will bring up 4th and 10. And so let's see what they do.
Looks like they're going to kick.
Change of personnel, so there will be.
And that's the smart move. I mean, now we're in a game of field position, okay? That's what I talked about, the X's and O's and these coaches trying to put their teams in the best opportunity to succeed. And right now, it's a field position game. Good kick.
The kick is a good one. Finds a man down there at about the 12-yard line, bringing it up to the 20 and about the 22.
Got a
and
flag.
Flags fly after the fact, though, so certainly some extracurriculars in there.
I think there might be a face mask in there. Let's see.
Schumann on the return for Ephrata.
Yeah, I think there was hands. Yep, hands in the face or a face mask, I think I saw.
Yeah, so Schumann with the return, but Ephrata may be getting a little more. The ball spotted for the moment down at the 24-yard line.
Let's see what the call. Personal foul, face mask, yep.
Yep. So
15 coming.
It'll go even further. So instead of being at the 24, they'll spot it at the 39.
Wow, I mean, that's.
They tack it on to the return.
Yep. Big. That penalty yardage.
So a good spot to start for the Ephrata offense. And the E-Town defense, which has really been having to take control of the game here since the end of the second quarter. Faced with another tough task here, put on their heels by that face mask call.
Yeah, Knowles just has not had a lot of time to step back and pass, so a reverse.
He hands it off to Schumann there. Schumann trying to turn the corner on that far sideline. Kind of bumps his way to the 44-yard line, and another flag flying over there?
I don't know. I mean, I hope not.
There is a flag on the far sideline, and I didn't actually see the flag when it was thrown. I just kind of worked with the reaction of the coaches. And
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
case.
Some guys fell down over the guys on the ground, but how can that be a penalty? Oh my! Look at here.
And so E-Town continuing to walk backwards.
That is 30 yards in penalties in 2 plays. Oh, my.
Well, Ephrata will certainly take it as the ball is spotted now at the E-Town 41.
And they're ready to go.
Well, got to capitalize on these mistakes. Doesn't much matter if they make the mistakes, but Ephrata can't do anything about it. So now the Mounts trying to make something of it here. In a good spot, 1st and 10 from the 41.
I like.
Knowles hands off to Rierick. Rierick blasting through the line. Finally taken down at about the 35-yard line.
I like what I'm seeing from Ephrata there with these new sets. It's really the same play. They're just starting it by putting the players in motion to give a different look to E-Town. Like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last 3-4 drives, E-Town's had all the answers on defense. So, as we've talked about, it's a game of X's and O's, a game of defensive and offensive adjustments, and Ephrata trying to implement those adjustments here right now. Keeping it is Knowles, and he takes it a couple yards past the 35-yard line. Looks like it's bound down about the 33. So it'll be about 1 yard to get the first down on 3rd down here. Yeah, 3rd and 1.
The Mountaineers doing everything they possibly can to, run these same plays from different formations to see if they can, get the Bears out of position. But the Bears are doing a great job staying at home.
A big time for their defense to step up here on 3rd and 2, but battling through it is Knowles able to take the physicality and move the chains again. So Ephrata keeps on churning.
Yeah, nice job by Knoll, just following his blockers. He had some of the big guys just following them. Gets the first down.
So the ball spotted at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 here. Ephrata trying to make it a 2-score game. 13-7, the Mounts lead here on enemy turf. Knowles with the snap, fakes the handoff to Rearick, airs it out down the middle, and just a bit over his man. The intended target there, Aiden Schumann, just a bit out of his reach.
Well, in the dictionary, the definition of wide open was this play here. Schumann, there wasn't anybody within 5 yards, and unfortunately Knowles overthrew him.
Just a bit too much on that one, but I mean, you have to appreciate Ephrata going for plays like that.
Well, absolutely. You have to make the defense defend the whole field.
Yep, they've been playing rather conservatively on the little high percentage plays, but
airing
one out like that keeps them honest. That time the handoff does go to Rearick, but the defense is ready for it. Right on top of him there, making the stop, Jan and company for E-Town.
Just nothing. I mean, they didn't let that offensive line move them back 1 inch on that play. So 3rd now and 11. Oh, man.
Well, could be another big stand here, and we know this is a bit far from previous experience for a field goal attempt. And so 3rd and 11, Knowles steps back, looking for somewhere to air it out down the field. He does, to the end zone, and in and out of the hands of Ryder Newland.
It was in his hands. It was in his hands. Knowles, a beautiful ball.
I think he probably would have been able to have gotten a foot down, but it's hard to say. Good coverage, though.
And he ran right into the goalpost afterwards, but the reason he's got his head in his hands is he knows he should have caught that one.
Got to give a little bit of credit to that coverage, though. I mean, it made it a whole lot more difficult.
Yes, he did.
And they're just going to go for it here on 4th down. Knowles airs out again up the middle for a high percentage, but not able to connect. A lot of traffic in the middle. The E-Town Bear in the middle getting kind of caught up in it all, but seems to be all right. And so a turnover on downs. The E-Town defense here, the story right now in the second half, bend, don't break.
Well, they clearly dodged a bullet there. That was a touchdown pass dropped in the end zone. I mean, it was right in his hands.
And all set up because of 2 big flags against E-Town, too.
Yeah,
so they saved themselves in that situation.
What do they talk about underdogs? When they E-Town just keeps hanging around. Mm-hmm. Okay? They're down only 6 points. 53 seconds left. All it's doing right now, all effort is doing by keeping E-Town in this game is just building their confidence.
The E-Town defense has done what they've needed to do since that score, 6:14 left in the second quarter. The run up the middle there takes the ball to the 35 for Kaufman. A pickup of about 6 there. They spotted at the 36-yard line. Yeah, this E-Town defense, I mean, they've done what they've needed to do and then some, having an answer for the Ephrata offense, even with those penalties in that last drive. And now it's a matter of, can you turn that momentum on defense into some offensive momentum here? 2nd and 4 from the 36-yard line for them. 1 play into this new drive.
I think any questions that Coach Gallagher had about this team and its ability to compete have been answered in this game so far.
2nd and 4 from the 36-yard line. Bit of a breeze picking up, cooling off a bit tonight. The competition not cooling off, and it's a near interception once again. How many of those have we had tonight? Dustin Hoover almost came up with that.
I don't know I mean, is it because these guys aren't wearing those gloves that are just like, tar, that they're not catching it? Oh, my, that's...
It's not even like it's cold.
No, I mean, it's
Great weather conditions here.
I don't know if guys are just getting surprised tonight left and right or what. But I mean,
we've had a lot of drop balls tonight on both sides.
Hoover almost had that one. There should probably be 3 or 4 interceptions on the board instead.
3 seconds left in the quarter.
And the jump.
That really hurts.
That was the clock talking right there. As you mentioned, the only 3 seconds left on the game clock. There were 2 to 3 seconds left on the play clock too, and E-Town gets called for the full start. And so instead of a 3rd and 4, it's now a 3rd and 9.
It'll be 3rd and 9 with 3 seconds on the clock.
So 3 seconds on the game clock here.
Wow, what a fun game tonight. So many elements that involved here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a big fan of the strategy of the cat and mouse, this has certainly been your game. 3rd and 9 here from the 31-yard line. Kaufman rolling to the near side, looking downfield, has some time, tries to find a man. It's intercepted, picked off in the midfield, and taken all the way down to the 40-yard line. Coming up with that one, Austin Bryant.
I'll tell you, Bryant just did a great job there getting after that one. And, kind of an unwise throw in that he threw it into triple coverage. But what the real key to that play was the defensive end for the Mountaineers really sealed the edge. He made Kaufman basically moved to the inside and into the rush, which then basically he didn't have any time. He had to throw it up for grabs. So that's the end of the 3rd quarter. We are going to do some announcements, and we will be right back.
The energy, powering America's growing economy every minute, every day. As the nation's largest producer of clean and reliable American-made energy, Constellation is wherever you are. From families to corner stores to manufacturers to the biggest data centers. We meet the nation's energy needs by generating emissions-free electricity today and for our future.
Once again, glad you could join us tonight on PennLive.com. Our broadcast brought to you by our friends at Constellation Energy. Jordan Piper on the camera, Bruce Badgley on commentary, myself, PJ Rydell. Glad to be joining with you here from the rooftop of the press box at Elizabethtown Area High School. It's the Ephrata Mounts on top, 13-7, as we begin the final 12 minutes of regulation here tonight. A back and forth cat and mouse kind of game, and a big turn of events there as Ephrata's Austin Bryant came up with the interception at the end of the 3rd quarter, and now it's Ephrata in favorable field position, taking over on offense.
Yeah, favorable field position. Now, we just talked about, flipping the field and field position battle. That was the entire 3rd quarter. Let's see what shakes out here in the 4th.
Well, Ephrata trying to go up by 2 scores. Neither team has led by more than a score tonight. The handoff there to Rearick, really nowhere to go. It's a loss of about 2. But several times now, the E-Town defense has not been fooled in the slightest by a run and just have plugged it all up for a loss.
Well, and I think that, really comes down to, tendencies on, how these teams have been scouted, and the tendency for Ephrata to run the football from that set. I think, Coach Gallagher and the staff there have done a great job anticipating play calls.
So 2nd and 11 from the 44 for the Ephrata offense. Knowles has Rearick behind him, hands the ball off to Rearick, and he finds a seam and he takes it. Rearick off to the races, past the 30, to the 20, to the 15, and down finally at about the 12. Rearick rips off a long one from the opposite 44 down to about the other 12. And Ephrata's in business.
Well, formation set up the fact that there was nobody at the 2nd level there. They had everybody spread out,
And a great run there, setting up great field position inside the 15-yard line.
So a fresh set of downs in dangerous territory here for the Ephrata Mounts. The ball spotted down there, at about the 12. So about a 45-ish yard run there for Rearick. Putting the Mount offense in business. Rearick again taking it blasting past the 10-yard line there, and a little bit closer is the Ephrata offense, leading 13-7 as we're into the final quarter of regulation action here tonight.
Well, and I think with obviously with Ephrata and their kicking game here, I would expect the ball just kind of running it here. I don't think that they want to do anything low percentage. They're just going to try and make sure they get some points here.
Rearick again takes it, not down yet, and now finally downed at about the 5. He stayed up for a moment. And so it'll be 3rd and about 3.
Really good job on the defensive end, just knifing in and getting his feet. That number 44 there, again with a nice job there.
Porter Avers,
yeah.
Called his name a couple times here tonight. So it's 3rd and 3 from the 5-yard line. The line to gain is the 2-yard line. And once again, another run up the middle, and is he across in time? Yes, he is. Or no, it's not. Not quite. I spoke too soon.
I was going to say, I did not see the far side official raise his hand.
No.
I saw the one guy with his whistle with one arm.
And so it's a fresh set of downs and inches to go. And finally punching it home this time. Did he get it that time?
Yes.
That he did. Rearick is in. It's a less than 1-yard run. And another score for Ephrata.
So 19-7 here. Now I think a critical extra point. And here's the point. I'm surprised that they didn't go for 2 here.
Honberger punches it up, and with that strong right leg, punches it through. The extra point is good. It is 20-7 now. Ephrata on top.
Wow. Just a huge drive in this game. Big play there, that long run.
Well, Ephrata setting the tone here in the 4th quarter, making it a 2-score game, leading 20-7. Here with 9:21 to go in the 4th quarter. I mean, Ephrata, when you look at the way that Ephrata has put together their scoring drives here tonight, it's been the big plays. Yes, they have had to get there with some little churn and burn plays, but boy, it's been those big breakaway plays. In that case, it was the 44-yard rush, give or take a couple yards for Rearick, that really set that one in motion.
No, you're exactly right. Ephrata has lived and died by the big play tonight. And for, E-Town, it's been, slugging it out, which, quite honestly, made all the sense in the world. They want to shorten the game. But now, down 2 scores, well, I take that back. I mean, they're not down. I mean, they're still only down. No, yeah, they're down 2 scores.
Boy, what a kick there from Honberger. That one finds its way into the end zone to set up E-Town in desperate need of a response here.
Wow.
The only score for E-Town came with 11:35 to go in the 2nd quarter, and not a ton going for them on the offensive end since. And, and again, you talk about the defense turning into offense, and that's what Ephrata did there too. The big defensive play.
Right, points off turnover.
Set up that drive at the end of the 3rd
Great
quarter,
point.
and they take it all the way back.
Great point.
And that one was put in motion for him by Austin Bryant with the interception of Kaufman. Now Kaufman back out there looking for a redemption drive. 20-7, Ephrata on top, 9:21 to go here in Elizabethtown. The E-Town Bears with the ball, starting 1st and 10 from the 20. It's a Rott carrying it past the 20 for a gain of 1 or 2. Or Rotto, excuse me.
And how patient, will the Bears be with this running game? They have been effective throwing the football. Looks like we got a player down, unfortunately. I think it's a cramp.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to summarize the offense tonight for Elizabethtown, it pretty much has been entirely Rotto, Prince Rotto. He scored the lone touchdown. He's been doing, taking the lion's share of the workload here tonight. Yeah, you've been trying to get it through the air, but they haven't had the consistency they've really wanted to see through the air, and so it's come down to how many can Rotto grind away yard after yard.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do know the fact that we're going to have to come up, you and I are going to have to come up with a Constellation Energy Player of the Game that
right.
We'll have to announce at the end of the game here. Constellation Energy, our sponsor here of Friday Night Football on PennLive.
Well, I got a couple ideas.
Yeah, you have a couple ideas?
We still got 9:05 to figure that out.
We
I do have some thoughts on that.
Okay.
We'll share those at the end of the game.
All right.
Never want to share too early. Can't show your cards.
Yeah, this is 7-card. This is a 7-card game, right?
Well, it is Rotto coming off the field for Elizabethtown, who we just mentioned taking the lion's share of the offense for the Bears. So hopefully for E-Town, not an extended absence. And like you said, hopefully nothing more than just a cramp. He makes his way to the bench, and the Bears make their way to line up back on the field. He certainly seems to look all right, not sitting down, just drinking some water. So hopefully it is nothing more than a cramp for Rotto. In the meantime, 2nd and 8 from the 22. Kaufman keeps it, rolling back, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Finds a man on the outside. He's got some room to work with. Finally taken down just past the 45. A good run there after the pass. Trying to make a little something out of nothing there is coming up with it was Gannon Shank.
That was a very interesting call for a screen pass because usually screen passes are more between the tackle box. That was actually out like a flanker screen where the lineman kind of sprinted out and really did a nice job with the downfield blocking for the big yardage.
Yeah, that one way on the outside as he tiptoed up the sideline all the way to the 47-yard line. Fresh set of downs, of course. E-Town looking for a response here with 8:30 left to go. Kaufman again stepping back, high percentage up the middle, finds a man through all that contact, and he's able to take it past to about the 48-yard line. Boy, that's some tough yardage for Yawn.
Yeah, really tough yardage.
Well, that was he battled for several more there and spotting it down, and it looks like the 47. Yeah, at the 47.
Gain of 5. The ball's on the 48.
So 5 hard-earned yards there for Brody Yawn. E-Town with a little more urgency here on offense now. Trying to get back into this one, trailing 20-7. The wind really picking up, the urgency picking up here too. Kaufman keeps it himself, and he is squashed.
He got really bent backwards there. See that on the replay.
Maybe a gain of a yard, if that.
Yeah, and I mean, he really got hammered in there and just bent back.
So they do gain a couple on the run. They spotted down at the 46, so it's 3rd and 3 for the E-Town offense here. Need to convert and try to get back into this one. Kaufman trying to pull up through the pressure. A little jump throw, finds his man, and that'll be enough for the first down. Good improvisation there, finding Burgos up the middle. A good completion there. He's got to be able to kind of find a way to make something of it. Spot the ball down at the 41-yard line for a fresh set of downs. So way to improv there by Kaufman.
Yeah, 6:45 remaining.
They're running out of time quickly. Some urgency here on this drive for the Bears. Managed to move the chains, need to make something of it.
Oh!
But only going backwards is that run. As the ball was handed off to Shank, and he ends up toppled back all the way pretty close to the 50. They'll spot it a little bit further up than that, but Hunter Ferris making the play on the defensive end for Ephrata.
Or maybe that was 56.
Ian Ellis will be on in that case.
The second and 14.
And so that one goes way backwards for the E-Town offense. 2nd and 14 here now. Really needing to find a way to score on this drive. And then try to get the ball back. 2nd and very long. Kaufman rolling to the left. Finds a man on the near side. It's Capello. And he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, full sprint, running to his left and delivering a strike. That's tough for a right-handed quarterback. That's a great pass.
Well, Kaufman's really hitting some spots here on this
He
drive.
sure
You got
has.
to give him some credit for hitting his guys, and his guys are hanging on to him. I know we were talking about the trouble guys have had holding on to the ball earlier in the game, but at least here in this drive, E-Town able to lock down for the moment. 3rd and 7, though, big spot here from the 38-yard line. You got to imagine probably 4th down territory. Kaufman stepping up.
He's got a lot
Trying
of
to take
room.
it himself. He's got some room to work with. Not enough for the first down, though.
Nope.
He'll be down about a yard, 2 yards short. Yeah, he'll be marked 2 yards short, so it'll be 4th and 2.
It will bring up a 4th down.
4th and 2 from the 33-yard line.
Well, clearly they're going to go for it.
Yeah, a huge spot here for E-Town. Big spot here. 5 minutes left to play. 20-7, Ephrata on top. 4th and 2 from the 33 for the E-Town offense.
Like some RPO action.
And a timeout here taken by Ephrata. And so it's a good time to thank our friends at Constellation Energy for bringing us this game tonight on PennLive.com. A good back and forth X's and O's kind of battle between E-Town and Ephrata here in Elizabethtown. Again, you see our friends Constellation Energy there on the screen. Bruce Badgley over here in a Constellation Energy jersey gifted to him at halftime. So certainly bringing the energy for a good back and forth rivalry game here tonight.
Yeah, bringing the and I'll tell you what, just both coaches really bringing it with their teams. I think that I think this has been a real good example of well coached football out there tonight. Each one of these teams knowing full well what they've got to do in every given situation. Yeah, we've had some issues with a couple of drop passes and some turnovers, but overall, really fun game to watch.
Yeah, other than a couple drops, maybe some ill-advised passes, and a couple big flags. But, I mean, you do have to give the teams credit. For the most part, they've managed to make sure the flags didn't matter.
Sure.
When defending or working against them. So you do have to give them credit there, too. 4:55 to go here in the 4th, 20-7. On 4th down, they need 2 to gain the line, and they got it.
Prince up the middle.
And it was none other than Prince Rado punching it up the middle to move the chains. E-Town keeps the drive alive, 4:51 here in the 4th.
Yeah, and that, I'll tell you what, that formation with Kaufman flanked by the 2 running backs has really, they have given, that formation has given fits to the Mountaineers all night long.
And there really hasn't been much that has given the Mountaineer defense fits, but that's one that's been finding a way to work.
And they're in it again.
Kaufman flanked on either side, fakes the handoff, pass to the left side, try to find Capello, but the pass just a bit strong, goes out of bounds, stops the clock at 4:22. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, well defended there. Kaufman, a good job throwing the ball where only his receiver can catch it.
So 2nd and 10 again from the 28, a little huddle here. for the E-Town offense. 4:22 left to play in this one. Kaufman fakes the handoff to Rado. A little pass up the middle, and boy, just we were talking about the drop passes. That one just a bit too hot to handle for Capello. I don't know how much that was a matter of.
Yeah,
that wasn't a focus attention thing. That was just too quick to really react.
Well, too quick, but I'll tell you, he had 4 defenders.
The traffic too. Yeah, the traffic was certainly there.
Well, let's be real. He saw some white jerseys there, and he was going to have to extend a little bit, if you know what I mean. And so it unfortunately didn't make the grab.
3rd and 10 now from the 28. E-Town trying to keep this game alive for him. Kaufman. Rado on the left, opts to pass, finds Rado to the left side. Rado trying to keep moving. The jersey's all tangled up. He stays up. His knee never went down. Rado dancing past the 15.
We have to see this on the replay.
He bounced off the defender, so his knee never hit the ground. Watch him spin here. His knee never hit the ground because he landed on the defender and just kept on moving.
Incredible play.
Wow.
Right there for the first down.
At the 14-yard line, fresh set of downs here for E-Town, trying to keep this game alive. Under 4 minutes left to play.
Just a miraculous play there.
Kaufman stepping back, stepping forward, running through, has some space to work. Into the defense, brought down just past the 10. They'll mark him about the 8-yard line. So Kaufman keeps it for a gain of 6.
Wow.
Gutsy play there from Kaufman.
But again, you know, they want to try and get in the end zone quickly here because this is a 2-score game.
And by the time this play is over, there will only be 3 minutes on the clock. They certainly need to have some urgency here. On 2nd down, Kaufman handles the low snap, hands it off to Rado. Rado tried to turn the corner, couldn't turn the corner, brought down at the 10.
I think you got to call a timeout here if you're Ephrata, or if you're E-Town.
Well, 3rd down upcoming from about the 10-yard line. Kind of went backwards. They did go backwards, back to the 11, so it's a loss of 3 on the play. 3rd and 7. The clock is still moving at 2:40. E-Town really running out of time here.
Yeah, and as I said, this is a 2-score game. I mean, they got to get their giddy up.
Well, I suppose maybe they're just taking the odds of trying to get a takeaway or trying to keep it on the offside kick. Yeah,
but
rather than taking the ball away from Ephrata.
They're going to have time to do that.
Nice. Rado driving up the middle, past the 5, touchdown. Prince Rado keeping the hopes alive for Elizabethtown here in the 4th with 2:16 to go.
I counted at least 4 broken tackles on his way to the end zone there. Incredible running. The play where he sat on the defender and got down to the goal line, followed by a tackle-breaking touchdown.
Just as gritty a play as you could ask for from Rado. Now the extra point incoming. Snap is down. The kick is good. It's a 20-14 game now. 1 score, the difference.
Oh, my goodness.
Just like you drew it up, right?
Well, I got to believe an onside kick is coming here.
Yeah,
nobody's left here, I'll tell you what.
Still a good turnout tonight from the Elizabethtown faithful. Certainly a great environment to be a part of from up here on the press box. 20-14, the home team trailing by 6 with 2:16 left to play. Ephrata trying to hang on with a win here. E-Town looking for a miraculous comeback in the final 2 and change. It's been Rado really powering the offense here along with his quarterback Kaufman. for Elizabethtown. Rado responsible for both touchdowns, one a 10-yard run, one an 11-yard run. The 11-yard run, the most recent to make it a one-score game.
Well, Ephrata sure thinks that there's going to be an onside kick because they got the hands team in. You got 10 guys up there, all of them receivers, running backs. Here we go.
Only 2:15 remaining. It is not
They
an
kick it deep.
Not an onside kick. It is kicked deep to the 10-yard line, brought back to the 20, and finally brought down at the 20. Ephrata will take over on offense after Newland with the return. And so with 2:11 remaining, E-Town has to find a way to get the ball away from Ephrata.
Yeah, right, correct. It's keep away time here. Look, both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. So Ephrata huddling on the sideline there. Coach is making sure that everybody's on the same page, and here we go.
So they'll start off from the 21-yard line, the Ephrata offense, trying to hang on to a 20-14 win. E-Town praying for a miracle. The snap is low, handled. Rierick has it, and he can't get past the 10. It's a stop by the E-Town defense.
If you're Coach Gallagher, when do you use the timeouts? And you talked about that wind. It's more of a crosswind. I don't think that it would favor, though, a kick by Ephrata at this point.
Well,
but it is brisk.
It is. Half of Ephrata's kicks have kind of been low-line drives that wouldn't be bothered at all by the current wind. But, yeah, if it gets up in the air.
Ephrata in no hurry. Big play here.
2nd and 10 from the 21. Only 90 seconds left to play. Rierick takes it up the middle, plows ahead to just about the 24-yard line.
Yep, timeout.
And now a timeout.
Coach Gallagher uses his first timeout. He's got to. Going to be relying on this defense here.
And so with that timeout,
3rd and 7 at the
third down coming up here
3rd and 7
for the Ephrata offense with 1:23 left to play. Still some timeouts in both coaches' pockets here. So Ephrata really needing to find a way to move the chains here to try to really put this game on ice. Keeping it himself is Knowles. He plows all the way past for the first down, and he does exactly what the doctor ordered.
Wow. Incredible what the doctor ordered. And let's see if he just may have solidified something here.
It sure feels like it. So with a fresh set of downs, the clock is still moving. Down to 1 and change. To the 34-yard line. Ephrata trying to put this one away. And they take a knee. The clock keeps on moving. E-Town not yet inclined to take another timeout. Perhaps they will just let this game wind on down. As both teams beginning to line up at the 50-yard line. They'll take a knee one more time, and that looks like that's going to do it. Knowles takes it, takes a knee, and that does it. 20-14 your final as the clock winds down here tonight. Ephrata comes into Elizabethtown and pulls off a gritty back and forth win. And They certainly couldn't have done it without their man calling the plays and letting the ball air out. Their man, Knowles, their quarterback, Malachi Knowles, to be a little more specific. He scored the opening touchdown, about a 50-yarder, to really break this one open at the beginning. Also hit Saran for a 53-yard pass, and he certainly had some help from Rierick as well. Rierick was certainly in consideration, but Malachi Knowles, your Constellation Energy player of the game here tonight, in a 20-14 win for the Ephrata Mountaineers. And a win like that is good for them going forward, because next week they got a real tall task playing Exeter Township.
Yeah, anybody playing Exeter Township is a tall task, but Coach Miller and the Mountaineers an opportunity to enjoy this one. And Malachi Knowles, really just a fine effort in engineering, this offense for the Mountaineers tonight. And, it required a lot of patience, really, by both teams, by both coaching staffs, because it really turned into a field position battle, the entire second half. And Malachi Knowles, our player of the game for Constellation Energy. Congratulations.
Yeah, Malachi Knowles leading his team now to a 4-1 overall record in the season and 1-1 in league play. The Elizabethtown area Bears fall to 3-2 overall, 0-1 in league play. The Bears look forward to another tough matchup, too, against Muhlenberg next week. As we mentioned, Ephrata playing Exeter next week as well. So, here on PennLive.com, brought to you by Constellation Energy, for Jordan Piper, Bruce Badgley, and myself, PJ Rydell. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend.